To Joanna Gonzalez. Baseball team is in Dallas, Texas, playing Bellevue University today in a doubleheader. Men's and women's basketball play LSU Alexandria on the road today. Softball will be back here tomorrow to play Millsaps College in a doubleheader starting at noon. OLLU Saints, Sulphur State Lobos. Leading off for the Lobos, center fielder number 8, Cameron Hardin.
Go 8.
Go better.
And hello everybody, welcome to the OLLU softball field. Saints taking on Sulphur State here in the home opener. Sierra Martinez on the mound. First two pitches come in there, balls 2-0 the count to Martinez, or from Martinez. So 2 balls, no strikes here, top half of the first inning. And that's going to be a call to strike, and the count 2-1 now. Saints taking on Sulphur State, the Lobos at Alpine, Texas, NCAA Division III. 2-1 count coming. That's going to be fouled off. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. As we'll get our stats here. It's a little complicated for us here this year so far. We're going to see how this works. As I am seeing, that's a swing and foul there. The count goes 2-2 here. As I am watching on a monitor behind the field, watching action, hopefully able to try and keep up with the action. That's going to be said fouled back this way. Can't see the action live from where we are, but we can get the effects of the foul balls as we are right behind it. The plate behind the bleachers here. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Showing bunt there for a moment. And brings it back. Sends it off right side. Going to be fouled back out of play. The count stays 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes. To the count here is Carmen Hardin. Sends that one up high, and it's fouled back and stays 2-2. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. One out. Hardin here long at bat here. It's Sierra Martinez. Hardin, center fielder for the Saints. Gonzalez behind the plate. Montgomery at first. Villanueva at second, Estrada at short, Santos at third, Kennedy in right, Drees in center, Nudd in left, and Sierra Martinez on the mound. So with the 2-2 pitch coming, that's in there, called strike three, one away. So one out here. And Gabriela Raimondi, shortstop, coming up to the plate here for Sul Ross. And that's going to be sent up and over into foul territory, out of play. So 0-1 the count there to Raimondi. Gabriela Raimondi, senior from Charlotte, Texas. Here against Sierra Martinez, Sierra San Antonio native. That's sent over to short, mishandled, bobbled back up, throw over to first. 2 down. So with 2 outs, that is going to bring up Annika Kanaba to the plate here. It's Kanaba, sophomore from Alpine, Texas. So Ross 1-1 on the season, going up against the Saints. Saints 4-4 on the season, have played a tough schedule and had some big victories. And some pretty good teams this year. Looking here at 4-4 on the season so far. First pitch there. Strike, 0-1 the count. So no balls, 1 strike here. 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. So scoreless from the OLLU softball field. As Kanaba steps up. That's set up in the air, and it's going to be dropped. As Gonzalez tried to get over there, comes off the glove. And another opportunity coming here for Sul Ross with 2 outs now here at the top of the first. Saints here new head coach here for the Saints is Bruce Lennington, coming in here from Michigan State. That's popped up. That stays foul. The count still 0-2 here in Kanaba. It's brought in Eloy Pacheco, Nicholas Espinoza, Alexandra Garcia, and Jody Armaillo as assistant coaches here. Well, the Saints here with an 0-2 count for Kanaba. And again, fouled back out of play. Count stays 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. That's going to be set there, and that's going to do it. Actually going to get a it's actually a Miss Sackets in the left field. Going to be a base hit and a runner aboard now with 2 outs. That brings up Paisley Sims to the plate. So the first pitch there, we're strike at the count of 1-1 on Sims. And the Saints thought they had the 3rd out a moment ago. Unable to get that foul pop up. That's it high in the air and out of play. Fouled out. The count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here on Sims. That's up. Back it goes towards. It's gonna round to the corner. Rounding third on her way home to score. At 1-0. In favor of Sol Ross. So runner at second now, 2 outs. The Saints again miss the opportunity as Miranda Martinez, now the right fielder, coming up to the plate. Martinez, junior out of Odessa, Texas, steps up here with the runner at second now. 2 away. The Saints trailing 1-0 here. That's in there for a strike. The count 0-1 to Martinez. Sierra Martinez trying to get out of here. The 0-1 pitch. Swings and misses. The count 0-2 here. Martinez, 32 strikeouts so far on the season. Oh, coming into today, 33 now. She's had a strikeout already here. And this one, now 0-2. Martinez here with the pitch to Martinez. Up and away ball. Count 1-2. First of a doubleheader here today. Second one coming up after this, around 2 o'clock. And again, be in action again tomorrow against Millsap College, as they will be here at the OLLU softball field. Take on the Saints. That fouled back. The count stays 1-2 here. Miranda Martinez in the box here. She steps up here. Actually, Sierra Martinez, 27 strikeouts now in the season. A typo there on the, and that's going to be sent off towards right, and going to be a hit, slide over to third. They're going to be out at third as they try to advance here at 3 away, and that'll do it. They'll get one across. Saints will get their first at bat, trailing 1-0. You're watching Saints basketball, the OLLU Saints Network, KSAT.com. So Madison Dunn to lead things off for the Saints. We're going to lead off single over to first base here in the bottom half of the first inning. Saints trailing 2-0 here to Sul Ross State. That's going to be a slow grounder. Over to third. Over the first. The ball gets away there as so runner at third. So excuse me. So Joanna Gonzalez coming up here. So Gonzalez coming here with one out. And a runner now at third base. There's first pitch there. Ball, 1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes here. Runner at third base. That's there for a strike. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. As Gonzalez the plate with none at third base. Gonzalez a .346 hitter of the year, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and swings at that one, and the count goes 1-2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. As Vaughn, the pitcher, Jody Vaughn. That one set up high in the air and coming away with a catch. Coming up from first is Valverde, had 2 down. So Ariel Montgomery coming up to the plate now. The runner at third base and 2 outs. Saints trailing 2-0 here, bottom half of the first inning. That's Montgomery up, and then the DH, Alexis Valdez, the on deck circle. That's foul back. 0-1 the count on Montgomery. No balls, 1 strike. That's fouled off the count. Quickly behind now, 0-2. Montgomery, .273 on the year with 1 homer, 5 RBIs. .385 on base percentage. Comes up here against Vaughn. 0-2 the count, none over at third. Saints trailing by 2, trying to get 1 here, and that's going to be strike 3, and that'll do it. Saints will leave a runner aboard. We'll head to the second. Saints still trailing 2-0. You're watching Saints softball. The OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. Welcome back, everybody. Top half of the second. Saints trailing 2-0 here. As Mary Villarreal, the third base, up here to the plate. That's here Martinez. The Saints Gave up a couple of runs with 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. The first pitch there, 1 ball, no strikes. Villarreal, Alvarado, and Guillen due up for Sol Ross. That pitch up high and count evens 1-1. Ciro Martinez, the junior from here in San Antonio. That pitch up high and count. That was a 3-0. Martinez, a career 27-17 record with the Saints. And walks there and the runner aboard with nobody out. So leadoff is aboard. So Abby Alvarado coming up. Ciro Martinez, 256 and a third career innings pitched coming into today. A career earned run average of under 2. That's a 1 away. That's able to get back to first in time. There was Villarreal. So Haley Guillen to the plate here with a runner aboard, 1 out. First pitch there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Martinez. That one low it in, ball on the count, evens up, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Martinez played a lot of the season a year ago with a broken finger on her pitching hand. Still made all conference. And that's going to be sent high up in the air. Headed back and able to bring it in is Nunn. Nunn throws back over the infield, back over to first is Villarreal, and 2 away. So Nunn gets it with 2 down. So Nadia Valverde coming up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner aboard. And that's fouled back out of play. 0-1 the count. Valverde, freshman from El Paso. Looks at the 0-1. That's low, and running over to second and reaching is Villarreal. Uncontested there. So a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. The count 1-1 on Valverde. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's it. Towards right. Running forward, going to reach the wall. And rounding second, or rounding third on her way home is going to score, is going to be Villarreal. And Valverde will reach second with a double, an RBI double, and it's 3-0 now, Sol Ross. So with 2 outs, they will score a run, and that'll bring up the top of the order as Cameron Harden back up to the plate. Saints have given up all their runs so far in the game with 2 outs. And that first pitch there, a strike there from Martinez, 0-1 the count on Harden. Harden 0 for 1, struck out to lead off the game last inning. Now behind to the count 0-1. It's that one. Gonzalez makes a throw to second, back over to Martinez in the circle. And the count 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here. 2 outs. Top of the second. Saints trailing 3-0 to Sul Ross State. The American Southwest Conference. Now it's sent to right, heavily hit, and that's going to find the wall as well. Harden will reach second with a double. Another run scores as Valverde, and it's 4-0. So 4 runs given up by the Saints here the first 2 innings, and all runs given up with 2 outs. So 2 outs, and that will bring up Gabriela Raimondi, who is 1-for-1, or 0-for-1. She reached on an error and scored a run. And a quick meeting out to the mound here to discuss things as the Saints find themselves in a hole here in the home opener, 4-0 here in the top half of the second inning. Baseball is in Dallas this weekend. They won a couple of games yesterday against 17th ranked Texas Wesleyan, 18-8-1 and 3-0 in the other game. Men and women's basketball continue their Louisiana road trip as women come back in overtime to beat LSU Shreveport on Thursday, 105-103. Men drop a tough one to LSU Shreveport. Today they will be in action starting at 2 o'clock and Alexandria, Louisiana take on the Generals. Women start at 2, men at 4. And again, softball will be back in action again tomorrow as they take on Millsap College. Doubleheader starting at noon. So 4-0 Sul Ross with the lead here. And the first pitch there, low strike, 0-1 the count. Coming to Raimondi. Reached on an error last time up. What should have been a routine grounder over to Estrada. Estrada, a very good shortstop, but had some trouble with that one. Now it's going to be fouled back out of play. So 0-1 the count, or actually 0-2 the count, with 2 outs now. So balls, 2 strikes. That swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll do it for the second. Bottom of the second coming up. Saints still scoreless. You're watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. And welcome back. Bottom half of the second inning, Saints trailing 4-0 to Sul Ross State. Here, game 1 of a doubleheader. As the DH, Alexis Valdez, will lead things off for it. So Valdez, Clarissa Santos, and Jennifer Estrada drew up here at the bottom of the second inning for the Saints. Valdez, a 400 hitter on the year with an RBI. Steps up here, going up against Jody Vaughn. First pitch there from Vaughn is going to be low ball, 1-0 the count to Valdez. It's coming off a busy weekend last weekend. 3 games in 3 days. Has 2 balls, no strikes to count there. Back on the 6th, Saints a couple of games there. Has lost to actually defeated Doane College 8-0. And York College, and that's going to find its way to left field and a leadoff single to start the bottom of the second. So the Saints have a runner aboard now with nobody out for the second inning in a row. So going to be a courtesy runner heading over to first base, it looks like. So it's going to be Deandra Vera, the freshman from Uvalde, heading over the first base with nobody out. As Valdez coming up. I'm sorry, with Clarissa Santos coming up. And Santos and Estrada in the on-deck circle. Runner at first, nobody out here. The Saints trying to answer back here, trailing by 4 here in the second. Scheduled 7 innings. Therefore, a ball, 1-0 the count. First pitch to Santos. Santos 273 on the year with an RBI, 467 on base percentage. So she finds ways to get on base. Saints right now just need to find a way to get a runner to home. Trailing by 4. That's going to be a ball, count 1-1 on Santos. Estrada in the on-deck circle. Two balls, no strikes here. That's fouled back as the runner goes at 2-1. Now the count on Santos. Two and 1 the count here. So it started. Have a few home games coming up here for the Saints. That's going to be fouled back out of play. And the count stays, or goes to 2-2. So have Millsap College tomorrow. Then they'll be on the road. They'll be up in Georgetown, Texas on the 21st to take on Southwestern University. Then they'll head home, and so they'll be taking on a couple of games, doubleheaders against St. Edwards and UT Tyler. And then conference play begins against the University of the Southwest. And that's going to be pulled foul again. So the Cars are taking some abuse here this afternoon with the foul balls here. As we are situated broadcasting the parking lot. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch, grounder too short, bobbles it over to second. Going to be safe at first, out at second on the fielder's choice. And it's going to. So Jennifer Estrada will come up with 1 out, a runner at first. So Estrada coming up to plate here, sophomore from El Paso. A little meeting at the mound here. So with 1 out here, a little meeting at the mound taking place. With baseball again, great day yesterday for baseball. Baseball came away with a couple of wins against Texas Wesleyan doubleheaders. 3-0 victory, game 1, and then an 18-8 win in game 2. Take both games, so take on Bellevue this afternoon up in Fort Worth, doubleheader. And again, men and women's basketball in action in Alexandria to take on LSU. Alexandria, the Generals. As the women with a chance of clinching a share of the Red River Athletic Conference Championship for the 8th time in 9 years. So they came away with a big victory in overtime against LSU Shreveport the other night, 105-103, trailing at one point by 17 points before able to come back and win that game. Desiree White's jumper at the buzzer sent it to overtime. First pitch, there's a strike, 0-1 the count to Estrada.
Go, Jenny.
So runner at second. And there's going to be a strike. And 0-2 the count here. 0-2 pitch from Vaughn. Sends that one off the glove. Rounding on her way home. It's going to score. Santos and the Saints slide safely into second. And the Saints trail now 4-1. Nice sharp hit as Villarreal could not handle it off the glove. So the Saints cut into that deficit, now trailing 4-1. And that'll bring up now Felicity Villanueva. Freshman out of El Paso, Deval High School. That's Kennedy, bottom of the order on deck. Runner at second. Saints trail by 3 runs now. Throw gets into left field, going to stop. As they rounded her for a moment to go home, but able to catch up with it quickly. But a runner advances a third here. So Estrada now at third base. A pitch here from Vaughn. A strike, the count evens 1-1 here to Villanueva. 0.77 on the season. Swings and misses that one. 1-2. Throws into left field. On her way home, it's going to score is Estrada. And the Saints trail now by 2. So 4-2. Sol Ross's lead is cut 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Villanueva. That's popped up. Foul out of play. And the count 1-2 here. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here.
Go 5.
That's going to be up away ball, 2-2 the count. Villanueva. Saints getting back into this one here in this bottom half of the second. And strike 3, 2 down. So Kennedy here with a slow roller over to third, over to first, 3 away. Saints get 2 across and trail now by 2, 4-2. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Saints Baseball at the OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. Welcome back, top of the third inning. Saints get back into it as they trail now by 2, 4-2. That's a new pitcher here for the Saints, Kellyanne Salinas. Out there for the Saints. First pitch there, strike, 0-1 the count. So Salinas on the season, 2-1 and 22 in the third innings pitched, 1.57 earned run average, 15 strikeouts, 4. That's going to be set just past diving to second. It's going to be kicked. Rounding first on her way to second. There's a lot of mess on that one. As that sent in there as Canaba able to hit that and get that pass to diving Villanueva, but then it was kicked by Kennedy, who came into it into center, and that helped advance the runner to second. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. As Sims back up to the plate. Paisley Sims, 1 for 1, with a couple of RBIs. She singled to left last time up. So all's 1 strike here to Sims, runner at second, nobody out. That's going to be fouled back out of play. The count 0-2. Salinas coming in with a tough start there in the first 2 innings here. Sierra Martinez. So 0-2 the count here. And the pitch coming from Salinas. Up and away ball. Count 1-2 now. Saints 4-4 on the season. Trying to get above 500 here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. That's pulled. Foul out of play. Count stays 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. That evens up the count 2-2 here on Sims. It's Miranda Martinez in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, runner at second here. Top of the third, Saints trail 4-2. Saul Ross. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, throw back over to second. Safe, so 1-8, 1 out. So Miranda Martinez comes up now with a runner at second and 1 away. Martinez 0 for 1 this afternoon. That's there for a strike. Count 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. The 0-1. Grounder short over to first as Estrada looks. Canaba back over to second. So 2 down. So 2 outs now. That will bring up as we look here. As Mary Villarreal to the plate. Villarreal reaching a walk and scored a run. Looks at the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike here. Villarreal. That's Salinas Looks way there. Ball, one strike. The count here with 2 outs. One pitch. Grounder on the third. First. 3 away. That'll do it. Bottom of the third coming up. Saints still trailing by 2. You're watching Saints Softball, the OLLU Saints Network at ksat.com. And welcome back. Madison none to lead things off for the Saints here. The bottom half of the third inning. Saints a nice response. Last inning, they scored 2 runs. Get back to within 2 here, Sul Ross State. So Nunn steps up here. First pitch up and away for a ball. 1-0 the count to Nunn. Nunn, a .455 hitter, singled to center, was stranded at third her first time. That said, high to left. Back goes Guillen, and Guillen will camp out underneath it. 1 away. So I'll bring up Kayla Drees up to the plate now. With 1 out here at the bottom of the third inning. And that's sent towards center, lined right to Harden in center. 2 down. So say it's right down 2 pitches and 2 outs. Not showing a lot of patience at the plate. Here in this bottom of the third, Joanna Gonzalez to the plate, who's 0 for 1. Swings and misses that one. 0-1 the count here to Gonzalez. Gonzalez popped to first back in the first inning. .333 hitter, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs so far this season. Watches that one go away for a ball, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. First of the 2 here scheduled today. And that's grounded over to short. To first. 3 away. So 3 outs, and we will head now to the top half of the fourth. Saints still trail 4-2. You're watching Saints baseball, Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network, ksat.com. And welcome back. As Abby Alvarado will lead things off for Sul Ross here in the fourth inning. So Alvarado steps up. Saints trailing 4-2. Salinas here. Pitch there. For a ball, 1-0 the count. So Alvarado, sophomore from Rio Hondo, Texas. 1-0 count here. The pitch, that's going to be up and in on her a bit. And the count will leave it, or actually the count will go to 2-0. Alvarado popped to third back in the second inning. 0 for 1. It's a 2-0 pitch. That'll go away. 3-0 the count here. And Salinas, that one out of the zone. 3 balls, no strikes. Nobody out. Nobody on here. Top of the fourth. 3-0 pitch. That'll be called strike. The count goes to 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. And ball 4. So leadoff runner is aboard on a walk. So runner at first. So that'll bring up Haley Guillen, the left fielder, to the plate. So Guillen steps up, 0 for 1. There's a bunt, brings it back. Runner back over to first. Alvarado. Guillen flying to left, back her first time up in the second inning. Guillen, a junior from El Paso, Bel Air High School. It's the 1-0 pitch, showing the bunt, puts down, foul. The count evens 1 ball, 1 strike. Nadia Valverde, the on-deck circle for Sul Ross of the American Southern Conference, located in Alpine, Texas. 1-1 so far all the year. Coach Troy Canava. That's foul. Count 1-2 now on Guillen. Salinas came into the game last inning, good strong last inning. Now finds herself with a runner on first, nobody out. 1-2 count coming here to Guillen. One, two, foul back. Count stays 1-2. One-two pitch. Ball to count even 2-2. Throw over to first, still safe over there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Salinas comes and grabs it. 1 away. Bottom of the order now is Nadia Valverde comes up to the plate with 1 out. The runner still at first here in the top half of the 4th inning. Pitch. Swing and misses on that one. 0-1 the count. Valverde. Already 1 for 1, has scored a run and driven a run in. As she doubled the ride back in the second inning. 0-1 count. Watches that one. Count evens 1-1. Top of the order due up next is Cameron Harden in the on-deck circle. So the 1-1 pitch. Swing, got a miss, strike 2. So 1-2 the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Valverde. Out of El Paso. 1-2 pitch. Estrada backhands it over to second, not in time. As a slow bouncer, and all Estrada could do is just go over to second and hope, but not able to get there. So 2 on now with 1 out. That'll bring up the top of the order. And Cameron Harden, possibly. And we'll see if there's going to be... So there'll be a courtesy runner going over to second, as that's going to be Alex James, a freshman from Midland, Texas, will head over there. So runners at first and second now with 1 out. That's Cameron Harden. It's 1 for 2. Has driven in a run and has struck out today. Cerise on a double her last time up, which brought in Valverde. Back in the second. That's low for a ball. 1-0 the count to Harden. So 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch swings and misses that one. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at first and second here. Selena's trying to work her way out of the trouble she's in at the moment. The 1-1. Swings and misses that one. 0-2. Or 1-2 actually to Harden. Harden did strike out her first time up. Salinas with a 1-2 count here on Harden. That's going to be foul. The count stays 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Grounded over, going to find its way to right field. And stop halfway through and safe at third. So the base is loaded now with 1 out. It's a nice job from Kennedy getting that to home plate before James could get around to score. But the bases are loaded here. So you expect any sort of deep fly ball could score a run here. As that brings up Gabriela Raimondi, who's 0 for 2. Swings and misses that one. 0-1 the count. Raimondi. Out of Charlotte, Texas, the senior. 1 strike. Swings and misses that one. 0-2 now the count. The ball's 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded here. A strikeout would be big here for Salinas' cause. Grounder back over to home. 1 away. Back over to third. Not in time, but gets the lead runner at 2 down. And exactly what the Saints needed there was Ramondi hitting a sharp shot to Santos to send it back over to home. It's Gonzalez, although not able to get back in time for Valverde. So the base is still loaded, though. 2 outs now. As Anika Kanaba, the second base up, who's 2 for 2. Kanaba looks at the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 the count. She's 2 for 2 and has scored a run. No balls, 1 strike, and the pitch. Be a call strike there, 0-2 the count. Kanaba singled back in the first and doubled in the third. So a strike away from getting out of trouble here at Salinas. And the 0-2 pitch. Grounder, third, over to first. And not going to get it, so a run is going to score. So a throw not there in time, now 5-2 in favor of Saul Ross. So the bases stay loaded. Saints now trail 5-2 as Paisley Sims, who's 1 for 2 and is driven into, comes up to the plate. Sophomore out of Greenwood, Texas. It's the first pitch strike, 0-1 the count. So Saints, who are able to get back to within 2 now find themselves down 3. 5-2 here in the top half of the 4th inning. The 0-1 pitch coming. Right back to Salinas at home. To first, 3 away. Saints give up another run, trail 5-2. Got some work to do. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. And welcome back. Baseball teams in Fort Worth taking on Bellevue this afternoon, a doubleheader. Men and women's basketball teams in Alexandria, Louisiana to take on LSU Alexandria. 2 and 4 o'clock start times for that. And game 2 coming up after this for softball against Saul Ross State. For more information, go to the website, www.ollusaintsathletics.com. Make sure you follow Saints on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. OLLU Softball, the hashtag. So Ariel Montgomery, the lead things off for the Saints. As Ariel Montgomery, Alexis Valdez, and Clarissa Santos due up. Here at the bottom of the 4th inning. Montgomery coming up. Struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. 261 hitter with a home run, 5 RBIs this year, and a 370 on base percentage. Steps into the box there against Vaughn. And that is sent high to left. Back it goes. It has a chance, and it is out of here. A solo shot for Errol Montgomery, her second home run of the year. Her second home run of the season, and RBI number 6. And the Saints now trail 5-3. As she sent that a moonshot over the left field fence, and the Saints back to within 2 here. And that, folks, will bring up Alexis Valdez. We'll see. Actually, there's going to be. So, Alexis Valdez coming up now to the plate. Valdez 1 for 1 today. As the Saints now trail 5-3. As we'll see what we have, what the delay is. It's the umpire now getting back and ready as Valdez sets up to the plate. Valdez again singled to left back in the second inning, was left on base. 500 hitter this year. First pitch, there's a ball, 1-0 the count. So that gives a little life to the fans here. As Valdez, a freshman out of Seguin, sends that one at 1 away. So 1 out. And that will bring up. That'll bring up Clarissa Santos. Santos 1 for 1, scored a run today. Steps up with nobody on and 1 out here at the bottom of the 4th. Saints trailing by 2 runs. And that's going to be reaching first is a hitter. Now. So runner at first now, 1 out. And that'll bring the top of the order back up for the Saints. Actually, no, it won't not. I'm sorry. It's Jennifer Estrada as I'm off on my batting order here. Jennifer Estrada, shortstop, coming up. Estrada 1 for 1. She scored a run and has driven in a run. She steps up with a runner now at first base. Estrada, a sophomore from El Paso, looks at the first pitch strike, 0-1 the count. Snowball's 1 strike. Estrada doubled to left back in the second. 250 hitter on the year, 5 RBIs. She picked up her 5th RBI back in that second inning. 348 on base percentage. Finds ways to get out off the glove there. Rounding a second. Now rounding third on her way home is Santos. Santos trying to bring the Saints back to within 1 now, trailing 5-4. Second RBI of the game and number 6 on the season for Estrada with the double. And the Saints now trail 5-4. As Felicity Villanueva coming up to the plate. So Villanueva coming up as she is 0 for 1. Struck out her first time up today. But a chance to get something going here as a tied run at second base. And that's high up in the air. Coming all the way over from short is Ramondi to pull that in. 2 down. So with 2 outs, that will bring up Kenna Kennedy, who's 0 for 1. So Kennedy stepping up to the plate. First pitch there, ball 1-0 the count to Kennedy. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at second here, 2 outs for the Saints here in the bottom of the 4th. Saints trail 4-0 at 1 point. Looks at that for a strike in the count, 1-1. And top of the order, Madison Nunn in the on-deck circle. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the pitch. Watches that one low in the count, 2-1. Kennedy grounded to third, back in the second. 375 hitter on the season. 4 RBIs, 412 on base. 5th RBI would be nice now. That's up high down the right field side. Going to be caught. And 3 away. So 3 outs, and we will head now to the top half of the 5th. Saints got back to within 1. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. And welcome back. Top of the 5th inning. Saints trailing 5-4 to Sul Ross. Saints making a defensive change as Caitlin Esparza now at second base for the Saints. As Miranda Martinez to lead things off for Sul Ross. Fly to right back in the first, grounded to short in the third. And Terry Valderrama also at third base. There's 2 defensive changes for the Saints. Valderrama, a freshman from San Antonio, and Esparza also from San Antonio, and that's going to be foul. Out of play, 0-1 the count here to Martinez. So Miranda Martinez, Mary Villarreal, and Abby Alvarado due up for Sul Ross here in the top half of the 5th inning. 5-4, Saints trailing by 1 here. Salinas is pitched there. Ball on the count, evens 1-1 to Martinez. So 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a grounded foul on the third base side. The count goes 1-2. Martinez Jr. from Odessa. Transfer from West Texas A&M. With the 1-2 pitch. And a ball. The count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's fouled back. Count stays 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 5th here. Martinez, the leadoff hitter for Sul Ross. So starting her 3rd inning. That's a ball, and the count now full 3-2. I think our first full count of the day. So 3 balls, 2 strikes to count here. And the pitch. And ball 4. So leadoff runners aboard for the second straight inning for Sul Ross State. As we'll see what change is going to be made here. It's Veronica Rodriguez, a freshman from El Paso, in as a courtesy runner. She will come in for Miranda Martinez. As Mary Villarreal walked back in the second and grounded to third in the third, and has scored a run. Puts the bunt down, dives right there over to first. One away. Runner advances to second on the sack bunt. So 1 out here at the top of the 5th. Runner at second. That'll bring up Abby Alvarado, who's 0 for 1. Actually, no, it's going to be Alex James who will come in here, freshman from Midland. So James coming in for Alvarado. Pitch low for a ball. The count evens 1 ball, 1 strike now to James. It's the 1-1 pitch. There from Kellyanne. On the side, and it's going to be out of play, foul, count 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Step it in. That's Alex James with a 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. 1 out here in the 5th. First of a doubleheader. That's a 2 ball, 2 strike here. Pitch. At strike 3, 2 down. So 2 outs here. As Haley Guillen comes up, who's 0 for 2. Fly to left in the second, popped up to the pitcher back in the 4th inning. That's it, high up the air. Running back is Drees. Will get it 3 away. Sul Ross will leave a runner aboard, and we will go to the bottom of the 5th. Saints trail by 1-5-4. You're watching Saints softball on the OLLU Saints Network at ksat.com. And welcome back. Bottom half of the fifth inning. Saints trailing 5-4. It's the top of the order. Due up here for the Saints. It's Madison Nunn, Kayla Drees, and Joanna Gonzalez. Nunn 1 for 2. She singled center back in the first inning, fly to left back in the third inning. Steps up here against Jody Vaughn. Waits to the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 the count. So no balls, 1 strike. And the pitch swings in that one, and the count 0-2. So Nunn quickly down at the count here. Nunn a .435 hitter this season. A home run, 6 RBIs. .517 on base percentage. So does a good job of getting on base. She's reached base once today. That single back in the first. Got all the way around to third, but stayed there as Saints were not able to get her around to score. Watches the ball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's popped up. And going to drop, bounce, and not be able to get there in time. So Madison Nunn will reach base on the infield hit. And so 1 aboard now with nobody out. So Kayla Drees now, center fielder, coming up to the plate. Kayla 0 for 1 today as she steps up, representing the go-ahead run here in the fifth inning. Saints still trailing 5-4. Saints got down 4-0 after 2 innings. They've slowly gotten back within a run. Got down 4-0, got back to within 4-2. Then Sullivan State scored a run back in the 4th inning to make it 5-2, and the Saints set 2 across to the bottom of the 4th to get back to within 1. So 1-0 the count there to Drees. Drees sack bunt back in the first and lined to center in the 3rd inning. 294 hitter, 3 RBIs, and 455 on base percentage. 1-0, and that's going to be, runner goes to second, and out. Coach Bruce Lennon wants to go and talk to the field umpire about it. So he was saying that the tag was off of where it was, so Nunn's the thing she got there. It was a close play. Hard to see from our angle. And so they're going to call it out, so 1 away now. So the base runner is gone. And 1 out now. So 2 balls, no strikes to count here. As Drees no longer represents the go-ahead run, now represents tied run. She's at the plate here with 1 out here. That's a center, another one. Right to Harden. Harden didn't have to move, and 2 away. That will bring up Joanna Gonzalez. So with 2 outs now, Joanna Gonzalez coming up to the plate. Gonzalez with 2 home runs on the year, 10 RBIs, and now is a good time for another one. That's a hard shot, but right back to Vaughn. Walks it over, 3 away. 6th inning coming up. Saints still trailing 5-4. You're watching Saints softball. The OLLU Saints Network and KSAT.com. Top of the 6th inning coming up here. Saul Ross up to the plate here is Nadia Valverde is up, and then the top of the order back up for Saul Ross after that is Cameron Harden, Gabriela Ramondi coming up here. It's the first meeting ever between these two schools. And so one pitch, one out. At the top of the order is Cameron Harden now. To the plate with one away. Therefore, first pitch there, ball 1-0. Count to Harden. Harden 2 of 3 today. An RBI. Struck out looking in the first and doubled to right in the second and singled in the fourth. That's a strike there. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count. And a called strike 2. 2 down, or 2 strikes now on Harden. And the 1-2 pitch coming up here from Salinas. And a ball on that one. That's a tough pitch there in the count, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. That's it. Bouncer, second, mishandled, and will reach on the error. So a runner aboard with 1 out, as that is the 3rd time now that Harden has reached base here in this game. And that brings up Gabriela Raimondi, shortstop, who's 0 for 3. Has scored a run. It's reached on an error. That's grounder, and that's going to find its way to left field, base hit, so 2 aboard. Now with 1 out. And getting a little dangerous again here for Salinas as Annika Kanama steps up to the plate. The pitch. That's foul. Just takes it off. Foul off the foot there. And so 0-1 the count here on Kanaba. Snowballs, 1 strike here. 1 away here in the top of the 6th. Saul Ross threatening again. That's grounded, gets past Estrada. The throw home to the plate. Over the top, and a run scores. And again, a little space for Saul Ross as they'll take a 2-run lead now, leading 6-4. So runners now at 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. And that We'll bring up Paisley Sims to the plate, who's 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. That's pulled hard. That's foul. Down the line, and the count 0-1 on Sims. Snowball's one strike. That'll be a ball 1-1. The count here on Sims. Double to left at the first and scored. Struck out swinging. Back in. Actually double to left and scored. Drove in 2 runs back in the first. Struck out swinging in the third and grounded to the circle in the fourth. 2-1 the count now on Sims. As Miranda Martinez in the on-deck circle. 2-1 count. And the pitch. Back, and that's going to drop. A run scores right in front of none. And it's a 3-run lead here for Sul Ross. 7-4. He's going to have a meeting at the mound here. Coach we're going to talk to Salinas. As Bruce Lennington done a great job with the improvements he's tried out here at the softball field since he's been here. Fixed some of the little tricky spots for ground balls that we had around the infield and the outfield. He's worked on those since he's been here. Also rearranging stand system, making it more fan friendly. And press box coming next year. Give us a big eye in the sky for your broadcast and good view for sports information. So runners on the corners now. With one out here in the 6th. Pitch gets away, advancing to second there. Sims. Or not Sims, it's going to be a runner. He's come in. Let's see who the runner is. As soon as we find out, we'll let you know. As Martinez watches that one. 2 balls. No strikes. It's that courtesy runner, Alyssa Flores. That's pulled foul. It's 2 balls, 1 strike here. Runners at second and third and 1 out. Saints have given up 2 runs here in the 6th. That's up high. The count 3-1 now on Martinez. That's Villarreal, the on-deck circle. 3-1. All right side. A nice job there. Finding the space was Montgomery. 2 down. So Mary Villarreal to the plate. She's 0 for 1. She's walked and she scored a run. Shows a bunt, pitch there, strike 0-1. Villarreal. That's high up in the air. Coming over. Nod. And so see what the call. So foul, they're saying. So 0-2 the count. So just the other side of the line. This Coach Troy Kanaba not agreeing with the call. Thought it was fair. So runners back at second and third with 2 outs and 0-2 count here to Villarreal. Walked to the second and scored, grounded into third. Back into third and sacrificed bunt into fifth. The 0-2 pitch coming from Salinas. The center. Back goes Drees. Gets it 3 away. They'll leave 2 aboard, but they get 2 across. The lead is back up to 3, 7-4. The Saints got some work to do here. Bottom of the 6th coming up. You're watching Saints Softball on the OLLU Saints Network, KSAT.com. And welcome back. Bottom of the 6th. Saints trailing 7-4. So Ariel Montgomery, who went long her last time up, solo shot to left field. Her second home run of the season. Her 6th RBI of the year comes back up. 292 now, the average on the year. 393 on base percentage. Still going up here against Vaughn. First pitch there, ball 1-0 the count to Montgomery. So Montgomery, Valderrama, and Estrada due up. Watches that one for a strike to even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th inning. Saints trailing 7-4 to Sul Ross. First ever meeting between these two. Watches that one, ball 2-1. Balls, 1 strike. That's fouled back. Evens the count at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That finds her way to left field there for base hit, so the leadoff is aboard. But nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a change. So a courtesy runner coming for the Saints. As Kaylee Norris, freshman out of Schertz, Texas, comes up. As Alexis Valdez actually due up next to DH. She's 1 for 2. She singled to left back in the 2nd, grounded to 2nd in the 4th. Valdez steps up, 429 on the year, the average. 1 RBI, 600 on base percentage. Freshman from Seguin. Looks that one to left, stepping up and getting it is Gian. And 1 away. So 1 out, runner still at first. So Clarissa Santos back in now. She will be hitting. And she will come in to hit for Terry Valderrama. Santos 1 for 1. Has scored twice today. As the Saints trail here 7-4. So the Saints been down the entire day. They fought back and got back to within 1. And Saul Ross has pulled away again to take a 3-run advantage here at 7-4. Here at the bottom of the 6th. We're scheduled 7 innings here. Santos there. Looks that one strike, 1-1 the count. For Clarissa Santos. That's going to be fouled out of play. The count 0-2 now on Santos. No balls, 2 strikes here. With an out. That's going to be ball 1-2 the count here for Santos. Jennifer Estrada in the on-deck circle. The 1-2 pitch. Up and away. Evens it up at 2-2. 1 out, runner at first. This is Norris, the courtesy runner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's down the line, and she stabs that one out of the air. 2 down. So a nice job defensively there for Valverde. Valverde will bring it. That's 2 down now. And Jennifer Estrada now to the plate. First pitch low for a ball. 1-0 the count.
And good afternoon. Welcome out to Bill Greehey Arena in San Antonio, Texas, as the St. Mary's Rattlers host the University of Texas Permian Basin Falcons. Hi, everybody. Andrew Stossmeister. Good to be back once again here in San Antonio. The end of the regular season, it's coming. Everybody's got 4 games left to go. It's that time of year where you either find out how you can either move up in the standings or things come to a close in the next 2 weeks. It's all up there for grabs. A lot of teams, plenty to play for. The Rattlers come in 11-11 on the season. Tough loss on Thursday. They fell to Western New Mexico in overtime. Had a valiant comeback effort to force overtime, and after giving up a 9-0 run, still had an opportunity. Did score 75 points, but the reality is the Rattlers really struggled to shoot, had one of their worst shooting games of the season, and ultimately took a bad loss with now 4 games left to go. They know how important it is today. They have to find a way to take care of the Falcons coming into their place. On the other side, UTPB, they were up in Austin on Thursday. They lost by 16 points after leading briefly at the beginning of that game. It was a 5-point game at halftime. It played at about 8 points throughout the game, but Ray Booth's group was never able to get over the hump ultimately and find a way to pick up the victory. Her team is 6-12. They are currently 13th in the playoff standings, which means they are on the outside looking in. Midwestern has a half game lead ahead of them, so wins go a long way for you. It's that time of year where everybody's really close. There's not a lot of separation, and now is kind of that chance to try and put it all together and separate where you feel your team should be. Jason Martin thinks his group is ready. We're going to find out here very shortly. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get a couple of comments from the head coach and also look at our starting lineups ahead of Texas Permian Basin and St. Mary's. Men will come up a little bit later as well, but right now, our first time out. Back after 60 seconds on the Lone Star Conference Network.
We've been around for a while, and we know how to build a fresher pizza. A real pizza, one made with real fresh and real flavor. A pizza made with different toppings and the unique taste from our culture. And of course, a commitment to better, fresher dough and ingredients. We built a pizza culture where you can fill up on flavor without emptying your wallet. A culture that is quickly becoming the flavor of the neighborhood. Real fresh, real flavor. That's Pizza Patron.
Scams, corruption, cover-ups. Case-ass defenders don't just track down those at fault. We do more. We hold them accountable. Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
What's up, Rattler? How are you doing today? I'm here with Carlos, the instrumental coordinator, and he's going to give you some reminders.
So tonight we have our 5:30 game with volleyball, and we also have our 7 with the 2 undefeated teams for the season. So we're battling for playoffs and maybe the seeding.
Also, if you can't make it out to those, we also have a women's basketball game at 5:30 and a men's basketball game at 7:30. Come on out and watch it. We'll see you then.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.
Hey, good evening. Welcome out to Bill Greehey Arena. Glad to have you with us here at St. Mary's University as the Falcons of Texas Permian Basin visit the St. Mary's Rattlers. Andrew Stossmeister with you here today on behalf of our entire crew. Thanks so much for stopping by to join us. Right now, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineups for the Falcons. They are 9-15. Ray Booth in charge of the program now in her third season. Her group is 6-12 in conference play. That slates them in at 13th place. Looking on the outside in, top 12 teams will make it. The starting point guard is Kayla Galindo, the junior out of El Paso, a transfer from Abilene Christian, averaging 7 points and a couple of rebounds per game. We'll see Jada Berry also out there, a sophomore out of Newton, Kansas. She has had some really nice games this season. Holly Hemmeline will also start, the freshman out of Denver City, Texas. She's on pace to break the freshman record at the Young Falcon program. We will also see Yasmin Botch out there as well, a transfer from Delaware State, originally from Little Rock, Arkansas, averaging 5 points and 3 rebounds. Alexis Quadman is the final starter, the 6'1" forward out of Las Vegas, Nevada. For the St. Mary's Rattlers, 11-11 overall in the year. Coach Jason Martin's now in year number 14 with 252 wins. He changes the starting lineup for the first time in 12 games today. Soteria Banks will start at point guard, averaging 17 points and 4 rebounds. And then Sydney Hardeman, the freshman out of Allen, Texas, will make her 6th start of the year. Lex Torres is also out there in the starting 5. Lex has started now 50 of the last 51 games. In game number 106 here today for her. Briley Perkins as well, the freshman out of Houston, averaging 7 points and a couple of rebounds. And then Hannah Wilson, who continues her tear as of late, the player of the week in the Lone Star Conference this week. Hannah had another double-double on Thursday. In the loss, she's averaging 11 points and almost 10 rebounds now, actually double-double figures when it comes to everything going on in league play. She has been right there. A lot to play for here today for both teams. The Rattlers thought going into this weekend if they could win 2 games, 4th place was still a possibility. They lose, they get upset on Thursday. Now they have to find a way to win this game to maintain their position because where everybody is at, it's a jumbled mess going on down. Really, the top 4 teams kind of have solidified their spot. Top 3 teams for sure, but 4 through 14, it's a mess to try and get that all figured out. UTPB, they're going to present a lot of different challenges here this afternoon. Rattlers got to be ready to handle the press. We'll see what they grow from here today. Coach Martin said they had a really good practice yesterday. See what that means for this afternoon's game. The Rattlers in their home white jerseys here today. Well, Texas Permian Basin in the black and the orange. Ready to go is Quadman and Wilson jump, and UTPB will start with it first. They average 66 points a game, and they quickly get it underneath as Quadman scores. Talented young post player. Big thing for her is avoiding foul trouble. 2-0 start off the opening tip as Lex Torres will go right to our left. St. Mary's averaging 65 per game, but defensively and rebounding it is where they have found ways to win. As a quick foul is whistled underneath against the Falcons. They are one of the best at taking the basketball away. They do such a good job very consistently, and already on one possession, Jason Martin sees his group try to take it inside. That was an early message before this game got started. Is Briley Perkins' free throw toss is good, but the message to the team was, hey, be aggressive, drive inside, and let's work inside out here today after having the game that occurred on Thursday. As the second toss is short, rebound is free, and finally the Falcons take it away. Barry has got it. 2-1 start here in the first 25 seconds of action from San Antonio. Falcons, a team, again, offensively, they do a pretty good job. They move it around. They average 7 threes a game, but that's 2 layups for them underneath from Quadman. The assist up top from Holly Hemmeline, the freshman out of Denver City, Texas. Good start for the Falcons. They look focused here early on. Again, they're trying to just get into the league tournament as of right now. As Hannah Wilson to work on that right block, missed it. Kind of got off balance. Ball got deflected. It's out of bounds off of the Falcons, who will substitute quickly. Rory Carter checks in for the first time. And Kristen James, a senior out of Livingston, Texas, will also sub in. And that's a big part of what Coach Booth likes to use, is that she doesn't have a particularly deep bench, but all 9 players that are here are going to see time here today. Inbounds with Sydney Hardeman, and the Rattlers down 4-1. Again, the Rattlers lost on Thursday, as did the Falcons, lost up in Austin as the inbounds is taken away up top by Quadman. Good length and size as Permian Basin trying to push, looking for a quick three. That one too strong, and a rebound into the hands of Sydney Hardiman for St. Mary's. Coach Martins again talked about it. His team's got to be patient here today. They got to be willing to relax, understand what they're doing, because they're going to see all kinds of on-ball pressure. Hardiman from the left wing for three is grazing the iron. That's it. Rattlers had a rough go. They have now hit just 3 of their last 32 three-point attempts. It's been a tough go in that respect, as an offensive rebound is brought in by James, and James looked like she got fouled, but first it was on the backside. Texas Permian Basin came over the back with Alexis Quadman. That was a pretty good look right there for the Falcons. Pretty new program out there in Odessa. Again, those that aren't familiar with it, again, this is a team that played NAIA in the end of the 90s. That's, this program realistically, it's only 25 years old, and even the Division II pedigree for them is only about 14 years or so now. Soteria Banks loses the ball inside the lane, tried to attack and got stripped coming through. But again, UTPB, a lot of good with what they have been able to do. And Ray Booth, really known for being a strong motivator, has gotten her players to buy in. They've got a 4-1 advantage. Working in the end to our right, Briley Perkins picks the ball up as the ball goes off of the hands of Lex Torres, and Lex says, all right, I'll take that. Didn't expect it coming, as Galindo never saw the ball get to her. Wilson, guarded by 2 defenders quickly, trying to go up strong with the left hand, shoots and scores. And Hannah's on the board with her first field goal. Hannah had to stretch it on Thursday. She had a great game rebounding, 24 rebounds. That was a new school record, part of some unbelievable numbers for St. Mary's. But the big thing for her was, she said, I missed a lot. I mean, she had 5 field goals and 18 tries, and that's not going to get it done from her, not acceptable. That's why she had so many offensive rebounds. 1-point game right now. They go right back to Wilson, blocked to the right side, and she goes over the top and scores over the freshman, Alexis Quadman. 2 good post plays.
Over to first, 2 down. So Saints down to their last out here. And that will bring up Kenna Kennedy, the right fielder. Owen won the count now to Kennedy. At the left, gonna dive in there and make the stop. A nice job by Gannon in left field, and that'll do it. So the Saints will drop game 1 by a final score of 8-4. Saul Ross with 8 runs on 15 hits and left 9 on base. Saints with 4 runs, 8 hits, and left 3 errors and left 2 on base today. Loser is going to be Sierra Martinez and Jody Vaughn.
From UTPB, who has not come out and really tried to press yet. Somewhat surprising for a team that is 6th in the country with 13 steals per game. Good ball fake by So inside the lane, lays it over the right hand. And Soteria Banks has hit her first couple of shots. She's got 5. Had her 9th 20-point game on Thursday in the loss in overtime. Right now, Rattlers have their large lead of the game at 6 points. Up top, Botch drops the ball off. Hard drive to the right side. Christian James is fouled and will earn 2 free throws at the line as Lex Torres is called for that foul. We talked about it for St. Mary's. Again, a difficult loss on Thursday. Lost in overtime to Western New Mexico, 80-75. Actually made up an 8-point deficit in the last 3 minutes of that game to even force overtime, which really didn't look like it was going to happen. Rattlers were having such a hard time, but So gave them some good minutes down the stretch, as did Hannah Wilson, to get a couple of buckets inside. Barbosa had a couple of big rebounds. She was part of that as well. But the Rattlers forced overtime, gave up a 9-0 run, and ultimately never able to make that up and lead in the extra frame before falling 80-75. Free throws to the line. Good by James on both. It's a 5-point advantage here in quarter number 1 for St. Mary's. They're in the home whites. Texas Permian Basin in the black jerseys. Falcons are 3-10 this season on the road as Briley Perkins wide open from downtown, rimmed it up and out. Jesse Barbosa's got the offensive rebound out to Soteria Banks. Driving inside the lane, the junior out of Round Rock is blocked, but the ball stays with the Rattlers. They get a new set as Perkins on the baseline kicks the ball around to Lex Torres, trying to get wide, got contacted and turn the ball over. Falcons run the floor very well, but they missed the layup right underneath by Batch. And St. Mary's has it. They try to turn a 2-and-2 quickly. Lex inside, a little give and go to Sydney Hardeman, who's open inside the lane. Sid couldn't pick up where the cylinder was at, though. And the Rattlers go just a little too fast. And that was part of it for Jason Martin's group. They had to know coming in that the Falcons will push, don't succumb to that pace. As the ball goes out of bounds, it's off of Briley with 4:30 to play. That'll take us to the media timeout of quarter number 1. 13-8. St. Mary's in front. We're back after the 60-second timeout on the Lone Star Conference Network.
Scams, corruption, cover-ups. KSAS defenders don't just track down those at fault. We do more. We hold them accountable. Depend on the defenders to dig deeper, to ask the tough questions,
and to get the answers you deserve.
Was there ever a point where you started having concerns?
You are not a charitable organization.
Months of investigation.
We'll take it on.
Confronting the powerful.
We're there.
Facts matter, and San Antonio deserves the truth. Expect the defenders to hold them accountable.
Back at Bill Gree Arena on top of Buddy and Edelmeyer. Court Andrew Stossmeister back. The Rattlers have a 13-8 lead. Texas Permian Basin has missed 7 of their last 8 shots. Good pace to this one as Maya Culver checks in for the first time for the Rattlers. She joins Bella Hughes, who's also out there for the first time. Soteria Banks, Lexi Torres, and Jessie Barbosa in the whites right now as Maya's open. 3-point try in the corner is off. Rebound to Jessie Barbosa on the baseline. Good job by Jessie to grab the rebound as Soteria Banks drives inside the lane and lays it up the left hand. So has hit 3 of her first 4 shots. She's got 7, and that gives the Rattlers their largest lead of the game at 7 points. Can already see it. We talked about it in our open, how big it was for St. Mary's to get the ball inside, be aggressive, attacking the lane, and that has certainly been the early message. Up top right with Barry, working it around to Hemmeline, driving across on Bella Hughes. Good handoff, wide open shot for Barry, and the layup is up and in. That ends a stretch of no field goals in 3 minutes for the Falcons, who came out fast, got a couple of early layups, were out 4-1, but the Rattlers showed poise, and we're able to get right back to it as Barbosa is hit on the arm and fouled. Not in the act of shooting. As our head referee today is Larry Johnson. Bobby Jarman is also out there. And then Scotty Herman is the second umpire for this afternoon's contest. A couple more substitutions. Again, 9 players for the Falcons going in and out here today. Brent Quadman, the starter, back in as Barbosa catches and scores on the left block. And the Rattlers back up by 7. St. Mary's running their inbounds plays very well. You know, Jason Martin said they had a great practice yesterday. Again, typical hour and a half. They don't practice longer than that. You know, his big focus on, you know, come to work for that time that you're here. As the layup is good from Quadman. She's got 6 in this game, but it's, hey, come to work, and let's get better. And I think there were a lot of girls that not only after the game on Thursday, but Friday morning came in and were shooting, getting some extra shots in. As Hughes plays it on the left side to Maya Culver. There's a screen from So, trying to roll it down there. Not available as Culver slid her pivot foot and traveled with it. It'll go back to Texas Permian Basin, turnover number 4 on St. Mary's. Hey, fans, shop your style with Nike shoes for running, training, basketball, and more. Shop Nike.com for the ultimate selection of shoes, clothing, and apparel. Free shipping for members plus free 30-day returns. Nike, just do it. Rattlers by 5, 2:52 to play. They have not seen the Falcons press on the ball yet. Rattlers have done a good job handling their pressure. As Barbosa gets caught in a switch, ball finds its way down to Quadman, who either walked with it, instead she threw it away. And Maya Culver and St. Mary's take over, and here comes that trap. It's a little bit late from Ray Booth's group as Briley Perkins drives and is fouled. And Briley heads to the line for 2 shots. And, you know, that's the part of the game, you know, Coach Martins and I have talked a lot about. You know, Briley's has such a good shot outside. If she starts putting that ball down just a couple times a game and drives it inside, it has the opportunity to really make her that much more dangerous and, you know, really continue to add to her game. The freshman out of Houston tied her season high with 20 points last Saturday. Had a tough go on Thursday, but right now at the line for 2 shots as first toss is up and good. Briley is 20 of 24 from the stripe. You know, that's the other thing. She's a good free throw shooter. I'd like to see her get a few more of those options. As the second one rims up and out, Barbosa's got the one-handed palm. Ball squirts out, and the Falcons of Texas Permian Basin take over. Hemmeline with a good job to get out and grab the basketball. Falcons lost by 16 officially at St. Ed's, although the game was closer than that. Final score got up. St. Ed's did not have any trouble handling a lot of that pressure. Working left side with Batch as she drops it off, 9 to shoot. Rattlers by 6. They have held the lead the last 8 minutes. As that shot is off, offensive rebound. Quadman, the putback, she missed it, but nobody underneath for St. Mary's, and an easy deuce that time by Christian James. She's got 3 in this game. Back to a 4-point game as Hannah Wilson heads over to the scorer's table. Start looking around for the Rattlers and their rebounds. Obviously, 41 has a lot to do with it as Briley fires another deep 3. Culliver chases down an offensive rebound. You can see that the Falcons right now defensively, they're really getting sucked in on that rebound. So if you get a favorable bounce out, it's coming out as Briley's open downtown, and the shot is up and good. And Briley Perkins, a lot of confidence early on for the freshman. She's got 8. The assist that time to Jessie Barbosa. That is their 28th of the season. Rattlers again by 7. Looked initially like, why is Jessie not taking an open layup? But you get a 3 from that. That's fine. As Quadman, another good move inside the lane. She's ready to go. She's got 8. Back to a 5-point game. 61 seconds to play here in quarter number 1 in San Antonio. Culliver across the court. Over to Briley. Inside the lane. Great find, Maya Culliver. Jessie Barbosa finishes it. And that's excellent execution right there. Timeout is taken by Ray Booth. Well, you love to see it for Jason Martin's Rattlers after Thursday's performance offensively, where the ball just kind of got stuck a few times. Every one of the girls was kind of leaning on somebody else. They have come out and played by far their best first quarter at home in a game this season. They've got a 23-16 advantage. A lot of other games going on today. As we mentioned, there's a lot to play for. Commerce looks like they're going to run away with the regular season title. They are 17-0. Lubbock Christian and West Texas A&M are 14-3. Those teams are kind of off limits, but everybody else, as we mentioned, Tarleton is 4th. They're 12-5. And you take that all the way down to you look at Texas Women's, who's tied for 14th right now. They've got 6 or 5 league victories. I mean, there's a lot that can really change with where people are at. St. Mary's is 10-8. They have a chance to potentially get up with 4 games, including today, to go. While Texas Permian Basin, they have a chance as well to move up. They have a possibility of they could get up into the top 8, but they've got to win some games here in their last 4. Falcons right now look like they want to settle for a 2-for-1 if they can get it. They've got 8 on the shot clock. Up top right now, looking to work it around to the right is Galindo. Left side, 3-pointer, Hemmeline, too strong. Rebound, Briley Perkins. The shot clock is off. 20 seconds to go as Briley looks over to Coach Martins, who calls out instructions. Briley's had a big first quarter. She's got 8. Soteria Banks as well with 7. As she skips it around to Maya Culliver. 10 seconds to go. So on the right elbow, drives, gives it to the opposite side. Bella Hughes wide open, and she knocks it down. Big for Bella right there, confidence-wise as well, as a half-court heave is too strong that time from Kayla Galindo, but a strong 10 minutes of basketball from St. Mary's. They've got a 9-point lead. That is their largest of the game. We'll take a 60-second timeout. After one quarter, St. Mary's 25, Texas Permian Basin 16. We're back with more next on the Lone Star Conference Network.